Hello and welcome back to another episode of I saw something online and I'm gonna make it, or at least I think I can make it. What do you think, Dee?
I think you can.
All right, that's always the attitude we take. At the end of the day, it's worth trying and failing than not trying at all. So
Agreed.
We're gonna keep it focused, creative,
And centered.
and that's what we're gonna do on this episode as I take you along to try to recreate something I saw online and give you some tips and tricks along the way. And without further ado, let's get started.
I'm just gonna let it go there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna figure this out. This is our inspiration, and of course we'll put stuff in the description box. We'll link this lady. But the body, to me, in my box of styrofoam balls, I have this ball.
Hold it up.
That's 2.8 inches. I think we're gonna go with this. We've used it for a lot of other projects. If you haven't caught our other video of our cat sculpture, we used one of these for the body. Very, very good. Then I think for the little head, we might take one of these size and cut it in half. And those are size 1.3. So you can kind of see the idea, I think. Can you see it?
See it.
All right. So, and then the two eyes, we're just gonna sculpt out of clay. This person in particular, she's doing the project with pottery, with ceramic. I don't work with ceramic. I work with air dry clay. So we're gonna recreate a ceramic piece with air dry clay. So I'm gonna show you my basic setup. I don't know. All right, now that I've decided what I'm gonna use to make my sculpture, or at least I think that's what I'm gonna use so far, I think it's good. I think the idea is there. I like to roll out my clay between two rulers to create, what is that? Don't ask me for math, that much depth. I don't know, 1/8, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I love to use DOS air dry clay, and I have all sorts of tools, but I end up always going back to the same tools. I like this flat one. I like a nice sharp pointy tool to make holes, this to cut, and this to blend. I've got my cutter, I've got my Mondo rolling pin. Then I have all sorts of circles, which I just truly adore. It helps for symmetry. Do you need them? No. Will it make your life easier? Yes. And then I just got these that are yum, yum, yum. Okay, so they have giant circles, balls. And then on the other side, soft,
Like spreaders.
yeah, but what would you call that? Silicone?
They're like silicone,
They're like
yeah.
silicone. So these come in handy if you have to make any little dots or you want to embellish. And then I got another one with smaller holes in it. So that's great for eyeballs. And even when we're going to go make the smile, this really pointy one. So we're going to play with all these tools. To attach the body to the head, I'm going to use a regular bamboo skewer like you have in your kitchen. Or you could use toothpicks. It doesn't matter. It will work. So the first thing we need to do is flatten the base, because our bee, our inspiration, is sitting on a table. So my first thing is I need to make sure she gets flat on one side so that she'll sit when we sculpt. So we've achieved that right there just by pushing in on the styrofoam. Can you see it? Let's do a little bit more. And you want to make sure you put it on a flat surface. My table is not incredibly flat, but that's good. So we have that part down. Now to make the face, have it looking at you. Why? Because our inspiration is looking up. So you're going to want that little face to be looking at you. So I am also going to flatten that and see how that looks. So it's almost like a half, but not quite. I don't want it to be super flat. So I am gonna take off a little bit of that. Just a little bit. Trial and error right there. Am I happy with that? Go back to your inspiration and look at it. The inspiration has it more of a flat, even less than that. So I'm gonna take off a little bit more. I think we're getting there. So again, my flat surface. Oh yeah, I think I like that. So what we do is just kind of like squish it in there. And then we're going to add tape to all that. So for this, I'm going to use a toothpick. I'm not using the skewer. I thought I was going to use a skewer. What do you think? Skewer or toothpick?
I think toothpick is perfect.
So I am going to reinforce it with some glue. So this never hurts. I'm using Type Bond wood glue in there. And then I'm just gonna push it down. Either way, you're gonna have the eyeballs there, but we're gonna tape all this. So the next step that I like to do, so let me just show it to you so far.
There you go.
The next step I wanna do, I'm also gonna add a little bit more glue in there. Nothing's gonna go anywhere because we're gonna add tape, but you know, I'm all about more. So let's use regular masking tape. And the reason I'm doing this is just to have less texture from the styrofoam and to keep the body parts together. You can avoid having to smooth out your clay a lot. So can you skip the step? Most certainly. I have done plenty without covering and tape. So also, once it's on there and you have the tape on there, you still have the ability of squishing your styrofoam and shaping it before you start adding the clay. So there's another tip for you. Could you do this with aluminum foil? Oh yes, yes you can. I find it easier to work with styrofoam. For projects that are simple like this and the shapes are obvious, they're they're circles, they're balls, rectangles. It's a lot easier to work with an existing shape than to try to get aluminum foil to make an exact circle. So I really like making my life a little easier, and this is one of the ways I found easier. It's also fun if you're gonna teach this. It's a lot easier to give people a styrofoam ball than to have to start shaping things, and then the dimensions are all going to be different and stuff. So when I do this, I'm pushing it down to make sure I don't lose the flat bottom there. So
Looks cute already.
yeah, it's gonna be adorable. Since we're BD Studios, that'll be our mascot, a little bee for the studio.
There you go.
Why not? It's adorable. It's gonna be adorable. Missed a little spot up there. The head is. This is the part where I start getting antsy because I really want to start throwing the clay down, but patience, grasshopper, patience. There will be wrinkles because it's not going to be perfectly flat, but it's better than having all that styrofoam texture. Though if you roll out your clay thick enough, you don't, you're not going to be able to see the styrofoam texture. But this way you save yourself a little bit of clay. Okay, so this is what I have so far. So imagine the two little balls here, two little eyeballs right there. Will it be looking at you?
Yes.
I think so. Okay. All right, now the fun part. We get to start adding clay.
Yep.
All right, so we're ready for clay. You need a little bit of water, some brushes, your tools, and some clay. I've already opened this package, so I'm going to work with what I have. Another little thing that makes your life easier is putting a little lotion on your hand so that the clay doesn't get as crusty. I love this because it's got arnica, which helps with my joints. So, not that I'm saying I have arthritis or anything, but yes, it helps with your joints. So, we might put a link to this if we could find it. I don't know if this is something local. Anyways, I'll put a link. My mom is the one who recommended it. She says it helps calm that burning sensation from arthritis. And I have to agree, it's really good. My husband also uses it for his tendonitis. So, can't hurt. Let's roll out. Roll out. A little more because it feels so good. And it doesn't hurt the clay. So don't be afraid to put lotion on your hands. It's not going to hurt the clay. It actually helps it. So the first thing you need to do when working with clay is condition it. Condition it. Knead it. That's how you condition it. You knead it. And always make sure you put away your clay in a nice, tight, airtight container, or I do 2 Ziploc bags. That seems to work really good. I haven't had a problem yet. So this helps eliminate any air bubbles, and so I've heard. So I watched a lot of videos and heard a lot of people who know a lot more than I do, and that's what they do. All right, so I'm going to try to roll out my clay in one whole circle and hope that I can cover the bee in one whole setting. Do you have to? No. You might have a hard time and you would want to do it in 2 parts, so that can also be done. But it makes your life, oops, I got a little something in there, take it out. But it makes your life easier if you could cover it in one whole piece. All right, that's too big. I'm gonna go like this. I've heard of people using rolling pins, like cooking rolling pins. I haven't done that yet. If you have, leave me a comment and tell me what brand you would recommend. Always looking for something new and exciting. Okay, the next thing you want to do is just ever so slightly, with barely any water, is moisten your clay. You don't want to oversaturate it. You just want to give it a little encouragement so it attaches to the tape. It will attach anyways, but I think a little bit of water helps. So I'm going to start like this. Just start taking off the excess. And this is not easy, but not unachievable. You just have to take your time. I'm sure that people who work with fondant also go through this. Fondant is a lot more delicate than clay, but I'm sure it's just as difficult when you're first laying down the clay. So already at this point, this is all extra, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut that off. And squish it. Squish it. And wherever you have extra clay, just bring it together. till you close all the gaps. And then we could start smoothing. So don't forget where your bottom is. Okay. Is my sculpture going to be identical to hers? Probably not. But
It's
it
a great
provides.
inspiration.
Yes, I think that. What is that saying? Something about flattery. You know, copying something is the biggest form of flattery. Or what is it? I can't remember right now. But if something you see,
Imitation.
yeah, if something you see online inspires you, try it. Make it your own. You know. So that's what I'm doing today. I loved it. I saw it and I'm like, oh, I never thought of making a bee like that. That is fantastic. Kudos on ya. So what am I doing now? I'm squishing down where the little head is. I don't want to lose that circle. I want to keep it. So I'm pushing down the extra clay. Then you could always moisten your hands a little bit. Notice how it's almost dry. Just to a little bit more. Just to start smoothing out the clay. And I love to use my hands more than I love to even use tools. Using the base of your palm, you can get rid of a lot of the lines. Try not to use your fingers. If you have long fingernails, it's hard. My fingernails are not very long, so. So, also, it's not going to look the same as hers. Hers is ceramics. So, we're going to do our best attempt at creating a bee with simple supplies. And not having to need a kiln.
Mm-hmm.
I figured if I don't like it, I could just take all the clay off and make something else. So, I'm never scared because
It's always worth a try.
it's always worth a try. Lord knows I have chucked one or two projects, I have to say, but that's how you learn. It's looking good. All right, so let's put away our extra clay while I'm still doing that so that I don't dry it out.
I think this is what takes the longest.
Yes, just smoothing it, trying to get it to a point where you feel like the clay is doing what you want it to do. You might have put too much clay like I did there, so I'm just pushing it down. And when I push it down, I'm pushing it to where it's going to sit flat. So it starts becoming, can you see it there on the camera?
Yep.
It starts becoming very, very smooth. I dry off my brush off to the side and you could use this. Some people use sponges. I don't know.
You have to try.
I mean, a lot of the times that they use sponges, it's also for ceramics, but people use it also for
Good texture.
air dry clay to smooth it out. Not necessarily for texture, just
Okay.
to smooth out, I've seen, but I don't know. You tried it once and you weren't a fan of the sponge.
No.
Why? You felt like you had no
felt like it
control?
and I didn't think it helped me smooth it too well either.
What helped you smooth?
I think the best is using your hands
I think
and
so.
time.
And time, yeah. Just take your time.
It's a Zen moment.
And I want to put it down every so often and look at it to see, do I see my inspiration? I think I do.
I mean, you can always sand it later, but,
Right.
but it's better to smooth it as best you can first.
All these projects can be done in one sitting. However, you need to have patience. So if you're in a hurry and you have to be somewhere, don't start it. Just, it's better to come back to it so that you can appreciate and give yourself the time to create without stress, because this should be a creative, relaxing project. You know, that happens to me. If I have something to do like that, like something creative, I want nothing else in my mind to distract me from, if I'm gonna do a big project. If I'm gonna do a short one, it's always good to know how much time you have. So my base is still flat and sits pretty well. It's not going anywhere. Turn it around. Can you see it there?
I can see it. Oh, it's so cute already.
Okay, so this is the front, and it has a little, the little spike in the back. You know, the little
Right.
thing that
The tail,
attacks
the
you.
stinger.
The stinger. So it doesn't come out in the picture, but I saw it while she was sculpting it. So I'm gonna take another toothpick with my leftover clay. I'm gonna make a little stinger. And how am I gonna make that? I'm just gonna make like a cone. So, too much, I just want it to be a little bit. So, I'm going to roll it like this between my hands, and then bring it down here, and give it a point. It's a cone.
Cute.
Too big? Think a little smaller, or just kind of curvy like that is kind of fun.
Whimsical.
Okay, so if this is the front, I want it back here so you can see it, right? So I'm going to break my toothpick in half. I am going to add glue to it. I find little bits and pieces like that, even if you sculpt them in the drying process, that clay shrinks. Things happen and they come off. So, and then you'll have to fix it later. So instead of using, I'm going to use this tool to make a starter hole like that. Let's push this in first, because then if not, I'm destroying the other part. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. So now's the time that the tools come in. You're going to want to pull it down. Am I in frame?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm in the camera.
I think that's better.
Okay. So the idea is to blend this new piece that you've added into the body without seeing it, and without it coming off later when it dries. But since we added a little extra insurance with the glue, hopefully it will not come off. And if it does, you take it off, you add glue, and then you can add some slip. What is slip? It's clay, a little bit of clay turned into a slurry with water, and it acts like a glue. That's all it is. Or you can add more glue and put a little clay and blend again after it's dry. And yes, it will attach. Okay, so far I think I have a good start. Now my inspiration has wings, and it has kind of like a little fur coat around its head. So I think I might make the fur coat first, or should I make the wings first? Okay, so after much deliberation and looking back at the video, I think I'm gonna do the wings first. Though in the video she has the collar, you'd say, but since it is ceramics, it's like a different animal. So let's make the wings. And I'm thinking, the wings could be...
Do you want me to do wire?
No, I think I'm gonna do them out of clay.
Okay.
Sometimes you can do armature, but my piece is smaller than hers, okay? So I'm not gonna do giant wings like she did.
Okay.
Let me just refer back to my picture. It's always good to have a reference. So I'm just gonna freehand them.
Perfect.
And let's just see if it looks bad, then I will cut them out again. You like that? I think it's gonna be too big, see?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's cut them.
More roundy.
More rounded and not as big. If you struggle with this, you could just always go online and print something that inspires you. Still too big. Just take off just a little bit more until we have a Goldilocks.
Theirs kind of stand up. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so let's use this as a template. Now that we have one, let's use this as a template. Give or take. It doesn't have to be the same. Wings are not the same. This one's just a little bigger, that's all. All right, so let's clean it up a little bit over here with my moistened brush. It's not wet, it's moist. Clean this one up too. And I'm curving this part because this is curved. And I think while it's drying, I am gonna put a little roll of cling wrap so that they stay up and that they don't, fall while they're drying. Let's soften this a little bit more here.
I like that they're not completely round.
I think that's cute. Okay, so this part right here, I'm going to score it. And what scoring does is, hopefully, provide attachment. So I'm just gonna go like this.
You're out of frame.
Okay, I'm out here.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to squish it down, have it be part of my body. She also did like a few little marks.
Yeah, like wing marks.
So we're gonna do that too with this tool. It's nice to have a little texture. I was pushing on this side of my ring. Ring got in the way, so.
I don't know if this will work, but.
Yes, a little nummy nums right there. See? Let me see. I'm gonna attach the other one. I'm gonna do a little scoring again in the back, like a crosshatch. Add a little tiny bit of water, which I didn't do to the other one, but that's what you're supposed to do. And now blend into the body. just make sure the underside is okay. And then let's make our little marks. Not really doing anything specific, I'm just doing little lines, almost like branches of a tree. That's the best way I could describe it. I think I like that. And then, you have a little piece for me there?
I don't know if it's any good.
I think it just needs a little bit, that's all. You know what you should do? Wrap it in with a little bit of tape, just so it doesn't move around.
Okay.
Thank you, assistant
You're
extraordinaire.
Hello, everyone.
She's in the witness protection program. She doesn't feel like coming out on camera. That's fine. You don't have to. Ooh, that's nice.
Let me do the other
Let's do the other one. Doesn't really stay, but I think just a little bit will go a long way. Okay, I think I'll put it like this so you could see it.
Cute. Do you want to put the ends up a little? Like, I don't know.
I don't think so,
Okay.
because
Hers were flat.
hers were flat. We're not going to achieve flat, I think, unless
we dry them separate and then attach them.
right, or unless you do like we did with our chickens and other things, and we do a wire armature. But I think we're going to keep
They're
it
looking
simple.
good.
We're going to keep it simple for today. So now I'm going to do her collar. She has like a collar. She's so cute. Let's do the collar. I don't really know how I'm going to do the collar. I'm assuming I'm just going to do a nice round thing.
Your tools will come in handy.
Yeah, some kind of texturing is what we need to do.
Maybe with the little round ball ones. You have to experiment.
I'm going to have to first see. Let's sit you over here so we don't hurt you. So I'm just using the bottom of my hand. Let me put a little more lotion because it starts getting crusty. Hers has like, we can try doing it with styrofoam or picking it with the tools or a hard brush. I have some hard brushes. Like I have this brush that's really little and it's hard. We'll see. I think I'm there already. I think it's too.
Put it in frame when you're done.
Yeah, I'll take it to the camera now. I just want to measure it because I think it's too fat. It is too fat. Just want a little bit. Can you see it there? I'm going to cut it right in the middle. Cut this one right in the middle. You need to take your time and before you commit, measure twice.
Key.
Yes? Okay, so do I go with it?
Go.
Okay. So let me just give it some texture. I think that when I do this, I'm gonna lose the
The shape.
The shape. But we'll roll it again and hope we don't lose the shape. Or should I do it when it's on here?
When it's on there.
Let's just commit, people. I'm having commitment issues. That's all. All right, so I'm gonna score it and then I'll texture it when it's on there, okay? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying something new, you just need to try different things until something really works. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of water on it, just a little bit.
Just need to be brave.
Just be brave. Oh, come on, cuteness. Come on, cuteness. So let's unite these two, the two ends. And then I'm gonna go all around it and squish it down before I start giving it texture. You don't want it to fall off. And you could just hold the wing on the other side and push down so that these two become one. That's pretty. That's pretty already, because you want texture anyways. So am I there that you can see what I'm doing? Okay,
Yep.
good.
Looks good.
That's important. I'm gonna come on the underside and hold the wing and just squish it down. And then right here in the middle where the two wings meet, I'm gonna squish also. The wings really don't meet, but where the little space between the wings is. So now I'm just gonna clean up what I did. I'm just pushing it up towards the wing. Take your time. Take your time. Okay, now I'm going to also do it in here. So that this part that is next to the face also gets attached. All right, let's give it texture. I'm just going to use my tool. It's almost like a little wreath around her face.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute. So stinking cute. And it helps kind of like where you're blending from the body to the little fur coat. It almost looks like a little fur coat. If you want to get crazy, use whatever you have on hand, aluminum foil, whatever. I like it to have texture. I think I'm pretty happy with that.
Cute.
Hey, it's my version of what I saw, okay? She made it a lot smaller and a lot
Puffier. Wow.
further out.
Yeah.
So I can always go like this and push it out a little bit, see? No big deal. So let's texture it, let's push it down so we don't lose the face. I was actually getting rid of the face a little bit there. It's clay. You can just go back in and do what you gotta do. Push it. See how I just changed that?
Yep.
So I like that better. I was kind of losing the face there, and I want to be able to have those big bug eyes, you know? So I'm just pushing it back down into the body and the wings, and then just retexturing. And then remarking where the face goes, okay? So that we don't lose the face like that. I think I'm pretty happy with that.
Looks great.
All right, let's do the eyes. So it has two little bug eyes. So I'm going to always try to have an amount of clay that you could kind of give it symmetry. It's hard. It's hard to make a perfect circle. I'm going to cut this in half. It's probably not going to be the right size, but yep, way too big. Let's try it. Let's try this one and cut it in half. Some people even have a scale and they weigh their stuff. That's too perfect for me. I hate scales. Scales are not your friend. So what I'm doing is almost like a mushroom cap. Half a circle. I don't know. There's a lot of different names for it. Oh my gosh. We're coming to life here. Okay. I want to first place it and see. Oh my god. It almost has a natural smile already. Can you see it?
Put it back. Pull it back. There you go. Yes.
Can you see the smile right there?
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep that as my smile because I might lose it. So before I lose it, let's give it a smile.
It almost has like a smirky.
Yes. Oh, it's all right. You are going to get scored, darling. Score it.
Do you think you need toothpicks for that one too?
I might just do it just for insurance purposes. Again, you could always add glue, but I think we're going to do that. Push it in there with my...
It's good to make a pilot hole with your...
Yes, I forget. I'm sorry. I forget my own rules. It's hard because you got the tape down there. That's what makes
true.
it difficult, okay?
True. But you just need a little nubby.
Let me do the other one. Let's score the back. It's got a little piece. You know what? I'm going to get a big piece. How about that? Put a little bit of glue. Push it down in there. So it's going to be too big. Hold on.
Perfect.
Just a little nub for additional attachment purposes. Oh man. Okay, so I'm going to go and do the same thing I've done all along, and I'm going to push that eye, gather a little bit of the clay from the eye and push it down. Sculpt it into the face. The eyes are not identical, they're not same size, but I don't care. Whimsical people. We're going for whimsical. We're almost done.
It's great. Nothing in nature is perfect. So.
I agree with that. Look how imperfect we are. Hello. A little bit more. And remember, when after it's dry, you can sand if you see any boo-boos or indentations, or you may want to leave it alone. I don't know. It's all up to you.
And what do you say about paint?
Paint. It's just paint. You could paint it over. We don't worry about paint.
And paint fixes everything.
That is true. Paint brings everything to life for sure. It fixes any boo-boos. I am going to give it the pupils, and all she did was do two little black dots, I believe. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna open two little tiny holes with my handy dandy delicious tools. I'm going to use this one to make the eyes, and I'm going to make them kind of towards the center. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Hi. All right, the only thing we need now is wire. I guess we would do the wings with wire. Do you think you want
the
wire?
Antenna?
Yeah.
We could try.
I'm just reinforcing the smile here.
We can also add them later. We can drill with our pin vise.
I think that's a better idea.
Yeah, I don't want to mush any.
I can do starter holes now.
Okay, good idea.
I am going to use my pin thing, and it has it right here. We could actually leave toothpicks in there, so we know.
I can cut the wire.
It's looking so adorable.
I can't.
Okay, well, we'll I think if
When we
we
paint, we'll add.
let's do a little bit more of this. A little more plastic to keep the wings up while it's drying. I'll just put toothpicks right there where the wire goes, and that's it. We know where the hole is.
Okay.
In part 2 of this video, we'll do the sanding, wire, and then paint.
Some tape.
Yeah, it needs a little tape. Because I just want to lift it up a little bit.
Oops.
I may need to add glue to this. I don't know, it makes me a little nervous, but for now we're good. They're delicate. So if I do it again, if I recreate it again, I would definitely do armature. But all in all, not bad
Look how cute. Aww.
for covering up a foam ball. Let me show you what these two. It's gonna look adorable. Adorable, adorable. I think it's cute. What else did she do to hers? She did lines where the color is gonna be.
Good idea.
So I don't know if I should do it now. Probably, right?
Probably.
While it's still wet. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this. And then take my brush, soften that a little bit. She has yellow in the middle. Does that come out?
No, put it down there.
There's yellow in the middle, and then there's the black one that goes like this. It's more or less. And then we have yellow, which we're gonna go like this, right here. Follow the line under the wings for the yellow. Oopsie. And then maybe
A little bullseye.
a little. So we have room for a lot of paint.
Cute.
So I think we're done.
Okay, you want to show the lines a little better? Good.
I'm gonna take these off for now because they're driving me crazy. So I'm going to just soften the lines that I just did because they got a little yucky. And honey bunny, you have to stay like this. Sweetie pie. Okay, I think not bad, right?
Very good.
Not bad, and
Not
paint
bad.
fixes everything.
Paint fixes it, but it's great. It's super cute.
Okay,
Until
well, thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for the second part where we show you if anything comes undone, we'll show you how to repair it, the sanding, and the final painting and sealer.
And how long do they have to wait?
Depends on where you live, right? There's, depends on where you live, whether there's more moisture or less moisture, if there is a lot of humidity. So what you would want to do during this drying process is loosely cover it and keep it somewhere so that it slowly dries. And just to be safe, wait like 5 days. You could technically wait 2 days. Even in some places, depending on how thick you rolled out your clay, 1 day. But I would definitely leave it under some plastic in a cool, dry place where the sun doesn't hit it and where your cat won't knock it over. So, yeah, keep it covered so that you don't dry out your clay. And what happens when your clay dries out? It will crack and pieces will fall off. So that's not a good idea. So slow drying process is the way to go. All right. So thank you for helping.
You're very
Thank you for
welcome.
watching. See you next time, part 2. Stay focused, stay centered, stay creative. Bye.